Hi, I'm Sue Mills. I'm an indie author writing character-driven love stories set in New England. I'm so glad you've joined Donna and me as we discuss all things bookish.
Hey y'all, I'm Donna Madden. I am the author of sweet yet spicy small town romance. It's great to have you. Come on in and take a seat.
Hey everybody. Hey Sue, how are you?
I'm good, Donna. How are you?
I am wonderful. You guys, welcome to Indie Authors Uncovered. Tonight we're going to talk about the hidden cost of indie publishing that we didn't budget for. But before we get started, Sue, how's your week gone? Have you done anything fun?
I've actually kind of taken the last 2 weeks off. I submitted my book that's going to come out in February. I submitted that to line editing, most of it on Christmas Eve, and then the balance of it on the 29th. And I really haven't done anything formal writing since then. I've been doing some other things. I reviewed my year. I've worked on, personal intentions for the year and those kinds of things. Last year, I didn't do that. I just went from one thing right into another. And by mid-year, I was really not happy with where I was. So this year I've taken that time, and now I'm close to starting writing again. Okay. How about you?
With school starting back, last week was the first week back after the holidays. I've just been hanging out. This weekend we had a big family get together at my house because the Eagles played and the Buffalo Bills played. So I'm from Philadelphia. My husband's from Buffalo. So we're a big football family. And so, we had a big taco bar yesterday, and the Bills have moved on. Eagles are going home. But it is.
I thought I knew the Bills were going on because my daughter and my husband were watching that game. And I heard today that the Eagles were not.
Yes.
And the Bills are going to play the Patriots.
Oh, that is true. Yes.
I think. Yes. So maybe we should make a
talk about that. There you go. Well, football combo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get started, because I'm sure we have a lot that we can add to this, because we've both been in this about the same amount of time. We have about the same amount of books out. And I know that there's a lot of things out there that I never thought I'd have to pay for. And so let's start with things that we started for free, but then we ended up having to pay for them. And the first thing I think of is Canva. I use Canva for my bookmarks, to design my stickers, to do social media stuff. I make journals that match my book, and I do those on Canva. And I started out with the free version of Canva. You just don't get as many options. So I know Canva is one thing that I pay for yearly. I didn't expect to pay for it, but I wouldn't do away with it either.
I tried Canva probably before I got involved with Emily of Small Fry Marketing. I did try Canva. I was going to try to I saw all the nice little slides that people do on TikTok or Instagram, and talked to somebody. They said Canva was the way to go, and I tried it. It was very, very frustrating for me. I never did get to the point of paying for it. I did pay for BookBrush, which is connected with Atticus.
Right.
And I thought, okay, I've bought Atticus. There's another thing. So I thought I'll use BookBrush, and I used it a little bit. I paid yearly. The yearly renewal happened, and I really have not used it nearly as much as I should. Well,
I looked at BookBrush, and to me, it's more confusing than Canva.
Yeah,
I attempted it, and because there was a free version, like free 30 days when I joined Atticus.
I think I tried it for free first, and then I thought, okay, well, if I pay for it, maybe it'll work better for me. No.
Yeah, that's how I was too. Now, do you use Pro Writing Aid or any other proofreading device?
I do use Pro Writing Aid. So this is how I got into Pro Writing Aid. I had always, when I was working full time, heard about Grammarly. Everybody talked about Grammarly. I never used that. So probably, I think it was probably the year that I didn't work between when I retired and when I started the part-time job I have now. In the spring, there was a conference, like Women in Publishing or something like that. It was 3 or 4 days, started like at 9 a.m, and it was all online. And I paid to do that. I did not make it through the whole thing, but as a sponsor of that, I think Pro Writing Aid must have been a sponsor. And you could get, if you were a member of this conference, you could get a lifetime subscription to Pro Writing Aid for not very much, like $150.
For a lifetime?
I think so. It wasn't very much when I looked at what it was going to cost me to do it every year or to do it every month. So I did that. And I feel like that has been a really, really valuable. I'm really glad I did that. That was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep. Have you ever, because I use Pro Writing Aid also, have you ever used the beta reading function that's brand new?
I do. Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Have you used that?
Oh, yeah.
So that does have an extra cost.
Well, I get one free beta read, like a quarter or something like that.
Oh, I don't think I get that.
Yeah, there's like a one free, and then I don't get it again. So since I write 2 books a year, sometimes I just save it for my books, not my novellas, just to see.
Okay.
But that's a cost, because I would, like you, I figured Grammarly. I'm a teacher. We've used Grammarly between Grammarly and Word, spell check. I thought that's all I would need. But you need more than that when you're an author. There's so much more than just proofreading.
Well, and even Grammarly has a paid version, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think to get all the tools, you're going to pay something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
What else? And here's one. And if you're writing a book, sure, you can use free ones, and I do that for my ebooks, but my paperbacks, because I put them up different places, ISBNs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never thought of that I would have to purchase one, and they're expensive. They're expensive. So I get them in groups of 10 because I'm not buying 100 of them.
Right. So that's
cheapest.
Yeah. But I mean, I knew about ISBNs, but I didn't really know, because when my kids were in college, you needed the ISBN. That was kind of like how you bought the book if you weren't buying it through the college bookstore. And so I never really gave any thought to how does that work? And you certainly can do it for free on Amazon, but I wanted my own because I wanted that flexibility. And when I went on Bowker and saw the cost of one ISBN was over $100, like, oh my goodness. So I bought 10, and I have bought 10 at least 3 times. And I am at the point now that I need to buy more. And I think I'm going to buy 100. So
Are you?
Yeah, it's to buy 10 is.
It's 200 because I just
$2.95, almost 3.
Okay.
And to buy 100 is $5.75.
Oh yeah, it's much cheaper.
Oh yeah, so it takes it down to like less than $6 a number. So I think I'm going to do that, and that's going to be sometime soon because I'm at the point I need more numbers right now.
Yeah, when I put book 4 out, I was out, so I had to buy more, and I bought 10.
Well, that's the other thing, is that you need one number for your paperback. You need a different number for your ebook. if you're going to do translations, which I am, that's going to need numbers, probably a different one for ebook and
Did you
paperback.
realize you don't need one for your ebook? You can get a free one.
So you,
I
do you
don't
do
get,
that?
that's what I do now. I've seen
Oh.
on many podcasts for ebooks, and even when I was wide,
Okay.
I just put it up on Amazon and Draft the Digital on Google Play Books, and I just use their
Oh.
free.
You know, that may be something I have to look into,
But
because
now for my paperbacks, I use one and put it up on Ingram and Amazon,
Right.
So I purchase those. And when I do my large print, I'm going to purchase, I'm going to have one for those.
right.
But yeah, for every version you have, but ebooks, they don't need an ISBN.
Yeah,
You can do it.
You know, I think someone may have told me that once, or I may have heard it fairly recently, and now you have reinforced it. So I will.
Yeah, you don't need one. I mean, my first 3 books, they all have ISBNs, and I'm like, ugh, I wish I would have known that in the beginning, because that's a lot of money that I didn't have to spend.
Sure. Yeah.
So ISBNs are big. Make sure you have one for every edition you have, except for ebooks.
Right.
You don't need them for ebooks.
Yeah, that's a good piece of advice.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, and we've talked about this before, is a formatting program.
Right.
I think we both tried having or paying someone to format for us, and then realized, oh, if I want to change anything, it's going to cost me every time. So I feel like Atticus is one of the best investments that I made.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going through my first 3 books, my first series, and I'm re-editing and putting new covers on it. That would cost me money if I didn't have Atticus. So, yes, everyone needs to have a formatting software. Atticus cost, and I can't speak for Vellum. I don't use it. But I know Atticus cost for the program one time for life as much as my formatter cost for one time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You get that back in one time.
So that's so important. What do you use to write? Do you use Google Docs, Word? What do you use?
I started out with Google Docs, and I really liked Google Docs a lot.
It was free.
Yeah, it was free. It also, I could use it on my laptop. I could use it on the desktop. I could use it at work. I was still working when I started writing. And if it was slow, it's like, okay, I'm just going to pull Google Docs up here and I'm going to write a little bit. I could use it on my phone or on my iPad. I wrote in the car. So I did like that a lot. When I got ready to submit my book for editing, I moved it into Word. I don't know if I needed to do that or not. For some reason, I thought that I did. So I did that. And then when it came back, I was editing it in Word. And I kind of got to where I liked Word better than Google Docs. So now for the most part, I'm using Google Docs. I'm using Word. Although I've thought about, there's some things I want to get started on, and I may just kind of start those in Google, because I can always move them over to Word.
And so that's another expense, because you have to pay for Word.
Yeah, I think I have a lifetime thing to Word as well. Either that or it's yearly. So
yeah, it's yearly, and it comes out automatically.
Right. It probably is. But yeah, I don't know if I would use it if I wasn't writing. I don't know what I would use Word for.
Well, I did the same exact thing. I started with Google Docs, and because my concern, and hopefully maybe someone has an answer, Google Docs, to send it to my editor and my proofreader, you have to download it or something, and if they don't use Google Docs, they have to do it in Word. So I was under the impression that I'd have to download it anyway to send it to my editor, because most editors edit in Word.
Yeah, see, I think that's the same. That was
And
the
so
same.
I had to buy Word anyway, but I'm like you, I have Google Docs on my phone. And because I work and, every day, I do a lot of talking into my phone into a Google Doc.
Oh, I have never tried that.
And so I do a lot of dictation into my phone, and that way it's in a Google Doc and I can just go on when I get home. So I do a lot of writing in Google Docs still. And then when I'm ready to edit it, I'll download it to Word and I'll edit it real quick and then send it to my editor and then my proofreader. And if I don't have to do that, I would love to get rid of Word. I would love to.
Yeah.
But that's an extra expense once a year that I really don't want to spend if I have something that's free.
Right.
So
Right.
if anyone has that answer, we would love to know. We would love it.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be, I've been with the same editor since I started. And that might be a worthwhile question. I know when I get them back, it's a Word document that I get back. I think I might have tried like editing in Google and it did not work. It just didn't work. So
That's interesting. We'll have to keep that in mind and look, because I really have no clue. So I use Canva. You haven't. We both spend money on Pro Writing Aid. And in my opinion, that's a necessity because it's on everything. It's even in Atticus, and mine works in Atticus. And that's where, like right now, I'm going back through my first 3 books and I'm re-editing them. And then Word, unfortunately, we have to pay for that. ISBNs, you have to.
Right.
Unless you're just going to upload your paperbacks to Amazon, which I do for my novellas. My novellas, I just put them on Amazon, and my one novella right now has their free ISBN.
Okay.
Because it's only through Amazon, and I'm going to do that until I have 4. And then once I have 4, I'll put them all into one book, and that book will have.
Okay.
ISBN.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So because it's 20,000 words, I'm not going to spend money on a ISBN for a 20,000 word book.
Right.
Just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I do that. Something I think we both have that it kills me, and I never thought about it. Bookmarks, which are my my business cards or bookmarks.
Yeah, mine too.
Stickers, that type of thing to give away and to always have as a business person.
Right.
And you have to buy.
Yeah, there's a lot of little promotional stuff that I have spent money on, and I'm glad I did that. I like having that kind of the fate be my face, but it's all things that you didn't realize that you were gonna, you sit down to write a book and you think, okay, I've said before, I had no idea when I started what I was going to do. So,
and then of course we both have websites, and we both use Emily with Small Fry Marketing. But it's not just her making a website for us to be seen. We have to spend money on SEO or whatever. All those little things that I have no clue, which I didn't realize because I think we both started websites by ourselves. And I honestly just thought I put my website up. It will stay up to date and people can find me, Yeah,
I knew. I knew when I started that I would have to update, that I would want to update a website, that I wanted to keep it, because it really aggravates me when I go to somebody's website, not necessarily just authors, but any website, and the info on there is 2 years old. That just annoys me. So I knew that I would need to do that. I went with a website that kind of was presented to me as free, and I couldn't figure out how to build it. And I ended up paying them to build it. Took much longer than I expected. They gave me a half an hour lesson in how to update it, which did nothing. I just didn't get anything out of it. And it sat for for a year until I got hooked up with Emily and she started doing my website. There's costs affiliated with not just the website itself, but also like your, if you've got an email address, you're paying for those types of things. If you have
your domain name.
Yeah, your domain name. That's the word I want.
Yeah.
There's yearly costs there. Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
So, okay. So we have all of these things that we feel we didn't realize were going to cost money. Even if they're only $5. I mean, $5 a whole bunch of times adds up.
Yep.
Now, what were the things? No, we're going to save that one for last. What are some things that you wish you never bought?
I've bought some courses, either off Facebook or Instagram. If I value my time, there are some things that I've done, courses on Instagram that's like, see this free hour or 2-hour course on how to, get 10,000 followers on Instagram. And I've done the same one twice, free. But then at the end, there is a very strong pitch for you to buy a course.
Right.
And I have bought some courses. I did, Sarah Cannon has an indie, I think it's an indie writer course. I paid for that. And I've used modules of it. I haven't done the whole thing. I don't think any course that I bought that I've done the whole thing. I've done bits and pieces of them. Sometimes I have found that when you do a course, it's outdated because the internet changes so fast that it might say, you're going to find this button here. It's like, oh, I don't see that button. I don't know what you're talking about. So I've gotten frustrated with that. That would probably be the biggest thing I've spent money on that I haven't gotten full value for. And it's partly my own fault, but.
I'm trying to think if I've ever done a course that I wish I didn't. I know I've spent money on the Inkers Con online.
I've seen that. I haven't.
And I did that. And once you purchase that and you're there, an online conference is what it is. You have that stuff for 6 years. Now, where I falter is I'll watch it on the weekend of the conference and I never revisit.
Right.
I'm like, you have access to these for 6 years. Why would I consider buying something else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't even know how to get into them. So little things like that. I've been part of Patreons before to get extra stuff. And pay like $2 or $3 a month. I'm like, it's only $2 a month, and then I never use it. I never support it.
Right. I've got a couple of people that I follow their Patreon, and you're right. And I haven't utilized those as fully as I should. A big expense would be to do big author events.
Yeah.
Big author reading, like author signings.
Mm-hmm.
Those run between
250.
I was going to say probably the least costly one I did was like 175.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other couple that I've done have been closer to 300, like 250, 280. So those are expensive.
I'm doing 2 big ones this year. After this year, I'm going to cut it down. And then I'm doing some small signings. I do all my vendor events. I'm not going to do any next year unless there's one really close to home. Right. Or one I really want to do. Because honestly, I don't see that they're cost effective for me right now, especially if I have to get a hotel and all of that.
Right.
I haven't gotten much out of it, but there's one local that I'm going to do. It's in Smyrna, Tennessee. And I'll probably do that one. I mean, it's 45 minutes away from me. Why would I not?
Yeah.
I can come back home, or I can stay there, but I can come back home if I have to. But yeah, they're so hard because you feel like you need to be there to be seen, but does it really help? I don't know.
Well, not only that, you have to sign up for them so far ahead of time.
I won't do anything 2 years ahead. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
I'm seeing things now, or I was seeing things at the end of 2025
For 2028.
2027. Well, I haven't seen 28, but I've definitely seen 27.
I'm like, I can't promise my life 1 year in advance.
Like, that's hard.
How do I do 2 years in advance?
Yeah, that's really hard.
Yeah, I'm not a big planner, so that's an issue. So things we never bought. I mean, that's one of those things. Just, I think our tip to anyone listening, just watch out and be cautious, because you know what? YouTube is free. YouTube is free. Check out all the videos. If there's someone you like, chances are they have a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I say that because if you like them, try them out, try their free videos, and then if they have a course, see if you've used them, and then do that.
Right.
Be smart, because videos will break you.
Right. And people can be really slick in their presentation on social media that, you know, this is going to make the difference for you.
Right.
And then you spend, even if all you spend is $25 or $30, and you get it, and the product is really not what you anticipated. It's not as good as what you thought it was going to be.
Exactly. Or how about those people who talk about, oh, you know, you can make 5 figures, do it this way, and then you're buying their product. And I'm like, okay, you're getting rich, not because of what you're teaching me, but because I'm spending money.
Yeah.
You know, so there is a lot of those out.
Yes, I have thought of that okay, you're not really teaching me what I want to learn. You're teaching me how you got money, which was by convincing me I needed to see your course.
Right. So really watch out what you're doing, and because a good tip is, this is not an easy job. It's work. Anything that's work has to take time. Anyone who has a business will tell you it takes a good 5 years to break even. If you do it less than that, awesome. Amazing for you. I'm proud of you. But you have to work hard. And if you want to be the best seller overnight, you're not going to, probably.
Right.
Yes, there's the people on TikTok who go viral. I've known a few who their first book, they sold 10,000 copies in a month. That's not the norm. That's not normal.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so keep that there. Realize that this is a job. It is work. It is hard work. And those who are successful are the ones who stick it out.
Right. I'm hoping that's the case.
You know? Well, I mean, it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
3 books or 20 books. Where are you going to make more money? If your books are good,
Yep.
you'll make money eventually.
Yep.
One more question. What did you do outside of starting to say no to all those scams out there? What did you do which helped you save money? I think we both already said we purchased Atticus to save money on our formatting. That's something there. What else have you done to save money?
Atticus would be my biggest thing.
I can tell you something else. Meeting Emily. Emily with Small Fry Marketing, because now that I have someone who does my website, listens to me, when I say, hey, can we do this instead? We work together. So it's not just some strange person doing my website who doesn't care about me.
Right.
And then I also have her doing my covers, and she's so good with those. And so Emily has helped me save money because I'm not all over the place with someone who doesn't know me to make my brand work.
Right. I think in the long run, that's going to be the case for me as well, because I've done, I did 6 books in 2025, and she did all my covers. And she does my website and she keeps it up to date, and she does my email. So she does my newsletter. So I do think that in the long run, that's going to be something that saved me money.
Yeah,
I may not see it month to month, but I think in the long run, it is going to definitely be worthwhile.
well, absolutely. And I know that with newsletters, I as of right now, I don't have to spend money on my newsletter. Hopefully one day I will, but Emily helps me out with that too. I write them and then she just posts them. So that way I don't forget them, because, I was doing like one every 2 months. Oh, wait, I haven't done a newsletter.
Exactly.
So that's saving me money, because that makes me more money because I'm being seen more often.
It's so, for me, I'm not good at using a planner. I'm not good at writing things down. I've always been known for having a really good memory, and so I keep everything in my head. And I've got too much in my head at this point, and I forget things. And so she reminds me, like over the weekend, have you gotten this to me yet? Oh no, please send me a list of everything I should be getting to you, because I know I've lost track.
There you go. So I think that Atticus or Vellum, but we can't speak for Vellum, but Atticus is a must-have. You need to make sure you got to buy your ISBNs. We threw out the prices. You don't have to use Canva or Pro Writing Aid, but Pro Writing Aid especially is really good because it helps you with your editing and your proofing and spelling, and even throws back some ideas. And if you don't have anyone who's doing social media posts for you, that's where Canva can come in. And yes, they have the free, but paying a little bit of money gives you more that you can do with it. And swag, the stickers and the bookmarks, that's a big expense that I didn't think of.
Right.
But it's important. You have to have something to hand people. No business would have anything without a business card.
Right. Far before I ever published anything. So probably 2021, I met some other local authors, somewhat local, and we tried to get a group going, and it just didn't work out. And I'm still in touch with some of them, which is great. But one of them said the best thing I ever did was hire a personal assistant. And I tell my husband, every month when we write the check for that's invaluable. And I kind of feel that's the same thing with Emily. Goes far beyond what a personal assistant would do. But I think because at the time I thought, oh my gosh, I can never pay somebody to do things that I could do. But I think you sell yourself short if you don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because you can't, maybe you can do it all, but I couldn't.
Me either. So, okay, outside of Emily with small fry marketing, because we both agree that's the one thing we can't live without. What is a program or something you use that you would never get rid of? One thing. You have to choose just one. And if you choose one, I can't choose the same one.
Well,
there's rules to this.
Right. I'm probably going to choose Word.
Okay.
I do like I said, I switched to writing in Word. And I'm still learning the features of it. So I do like that a lot. And I would probably not leave that behind.
Very good. And I'm going to go with, I thought you were going to go with Atticus. So I'm going to go with Atticus because I will never pay someone to format my stuff again, unless I go for special editions one day. And then I will pay, I will put them, give them to somebody else to make them really pretty. But I don't even know if I need to do that because I do stuff on every chapter. I've learned how to do that in Atticus. And Atticus has so many videos out there, I can learn it. So to me, Atticus is wonderful and I would not be without it.
Yeah.
Because it saves me money from formatting. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's good. I think we have spoke what we need to say. And if you're out there and there's something, you're an author, there's something that you use that you can't live without, drop it in the comments. Let us know what you all use. If there's something that we use that you love also, let us know that. And if there's something that we use and you don't like, let us know. Let us know anything. We're here to help each other. We're here to give you the scoop on what we use and what's out there as authors. And if you're new, have a great week. Here's some great ideas. Do you have any big plans this week, Sue, before we go?
I don't. I got that book that I submitted on Christmas Eve. I got it back over the weekend. So I am editing that right now, and I'm trying to figure out, I feel like the last 4 chapters were a little rushed, and I'm trying to figure out what more I want to add to them. So I like that. I love that part of the process.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a little easier after you get through the initial edits that sometimes are hard.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, but I like that how it is. And then you realize that it's not how it should be. All right. Well, you have a great week, and everyone, thank you for listening. Like, share, follow, do all the things. Let your friends know about us, and have a wonderful week and happy reading.
Right. So, and we're going to should tell people we're going to go on an every other week schedule.
Right.
So 2 weeks from when you see this one, we'll be back with another one.
Awesome. Have a great week, Sue.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Thank you.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Indie Authors Uncovered, brought to you by Small Fry Marketing, your single source for affordable marketing solutions. Visit us at smallfrymarketing.com.